So you've decided to take action. Now what? Now what are you gonna do when your actions have nothing to show for it? When every day you take a step, you feel it's meaningless. You ask yourself, what's the point? You're not seeing any reward. You're not seeing any external validation. You're not seeing any clearer path or clarity in your life. And this is where it is so important to stick with your guns, to stick to your word. Whenever that thought comes of, what is the point? Instead of giving into that emotion and quitting altogether, what I found work best was to reply to that question of, I don't know. I don't know what's the point. I don't know what I'm gonna get out of it. I don't know if I'm ever gonna get clarity from this. I don't know if I'm wasting my life. But I know one thing. It sure is better than the pain and regret of doing nothing. Because if I get nothing out of this, just the process of moving, of acting, of getting out in the sun to record this, for example, to edit, to have a conversation about it with someone, to reflect on it, to feel good about the work that I've done, is the reward in itself. You will undoubtedly feel better if you move than if you do not. That is a fact. The simplest thing that we know to our health is movement. Get out and walk. You don't have to run, you don't have to gym, just walk, just move. Because movement gets you out of your head, gets you out of the analysis, gets you out of being lost. So you just move. And how you get through the feelings is, I've just listened to this quote of it where it says, every time you feel like not doing something, ask yourself if you want to be the man who does what he feels or does what he intends to do and does what he deems necessary. Like, quite possibly the only path available is to just move. And so you just remind yourself, the way I remind myself, that every time I ask myself, what's the point? I deflate that question by answering, maybe even yelling internally, I don't know, but I have to keep moving. So I'm gonna move. And it's been maybe a week of this, and I can no doubt see the impacts that it has on me and the skills that I learn, I build, how I feel about myself, and maybe even gain a little bit of clarity. I'm still lost, but that is okay, because everyone is, or at least convinced themselves they aren't, but they are. Because nobody plans for the day they leave this earth, because you just don't know when. And so you just live as if you have another day. And that is the paradox of life. That is the life that God has chosen for us to exist in. We had no say in the matter. We just were born and woke into consciousness into this world. And the best thing you could do for yourself is strive to make your own path one that is true to yourself and one that is aligned with what Allah has decreed and written for us.